Hi there. Susan Bachelder here again. I am going to talk to you about you're not going to be successful unless dot dot dot. I'm going to expand on that, elaborate on that. Earlier today, I recorded a review and I wrote just a short article, a review on Gary Vee's recent book. It was released January of 2018. And I don't usually like to timestamp my videos, but I believe that it's another one of his books that is going to stand the test of time. So it's fine. And this is all just so relevant. So if you haven't watched that video, the link will either be below in this description or just reach out to me. And it's just a really short video, or just go ahead and get Gary Vee's book, Crushing It. It's independent of and yet a follow-up to Crush It. So Crush It was released in 2009, and then Crushing It 9 years later. And Crush It is referred to quite frequently in it because a lot of the stories are when Gary Vee is when it's from his voice, it's referring to at the time that I wrote Crush It, this was happening, and then now this is happening. And then there's a big section of the book that is from testimonials from other people, and they're talking about the massive results that they created because of implementing what was in Crush It. So Crushing It is stories and examples. So while this video isn't about another review of Crushing It, it has so much to do with it. And the topic was inspired by my thought process as I was contemplating speaking about the review. I haven't done book reviews since when I first started. I used to do product and book review videos when I first started doing videos. It was one of the ways that I started connecting with my ideal demographics or my target audience, is by creating very specific and targeted content that I knew would appeal with them. So back to my point of you're not going to be successful unless, and there's a list of things that just absolutely are determinant on whether or not you succeed. And succeed in what? Well, these points you could apply to anything, whether it's something with your health, whether it's weight loss or improved health, improved energy, or if you have something like me, where you have an injury plus a chronic illness or autoimmune attacking disease disorder, that you have to be very regiment, very determined, persistent, consistent, and focused on what you're doing. And so for myself, I can speak from example because I do exactly what I say. So that's why I know that absolutely the only way. And this is also to do with business. So I'm going to refer to both because how we walk in all areas of our life is going to be how we're going to walk in each area. And so hopefully I didn't say that confusing, but how we do one thing is often how we do all things. So for example, when I am looking after my health and watching my activity so that my health and my wellness is the best, I have to be consistent. And as soon as I'm not, then I stop being successful at that. And the same goes for my business. Now, this has to do with you, whether you are building your business part-time or full-time, how much you do and how you do that, and how consistent, persistent, and focused you are will determine the amount of success that you have. Now, I don't have any choice. I must be full-time in my business, so I must be very focused and consistent. And when the reason why I'm just so passionate about just having this conversation that hopefully resonates with you is because I've just come through a year where it was really challenging to be consistent, persistent, and focused in my business. There was some very tragic, multiple very tragic things that happened in my personal world, either directly with me or to my immediate family. And so it was a real challenge, and it definitely did affect the amount of success that I was having. But because I was aware of the importance of it and the absolute need for it, then I was able to pull out all the stops wherever I could. And now that things have just really sorted out, then I know exactly how to step into place. So it's my intention to just illuminate that with you. Now I'm going to be continuing to create some videos that have some very step-by-step strategies. So in light of wanting to keep this one just real short, I just want to illuminate the huge importance of whatever area comes to mind on this topic with you, that you just really realize that you absolutely have to. So for example, at the time of me recording this video, it's a Sunday evening. And so I've already got my list of, and this page is just the content, the video content that I'm going to be creating through this week. Now, usually I don't already have 2 checked off on the list, but that's how eager I am for this week to be a productive week. I've already started what I would typically start on a Monday, but I still have a lot on my plate this week in catching up from this whole last year. So Sunday is kind of the calm, get quiet, get everything sorted and organized so that Monday starts off on a boom. So I have, and you can check into my content. I often talk about time blocking. So all of these things happen in succession. What do you want to accomplish in a 3-month period? And then you chunk it down to, then what does that mean that you have to accomplish in 1 month? Then each week, what do you have to accomplish? And then you take what you have to accomplish in each week and you break it into days. And then you start working at that. Back to the theory of how do you eat an elephant, one bite at a time. And so that's how you get this regimented, ultra focused consistency, is by breaking things down and time blocking. So one of the ideas that I gave to someone, if what you planned out you didn't get done on Monday, this is how you kind of have to view your week, so that you have things set out for each day, but say Monday and Tuesday, things kind of didn't go how they wanted. You didn't finish those pieces that you wanted to finish on those 2 days. You still have the block of time during the week that you can kind of juggle almost like a puzzle and slip those pieces into another place throughout the week. So that's being cognizant of time management and not over planning, so that you can slide things back and forth, so that at the end of the week you do have that section that you wanted to create. And so unless you really dig in and put the work in, you will not be able to succeed in whatever it is that you're going to do. And again, this concept, this way of thinking, this perspective has everything as much to do with your health, your wellness, family, your finances, your business. You can apply the same kind of thinking and perspective and strategies to all of it. So it's it's kind of like it's a chunk that fits in to help the whole process of the magic carpet essentially just function and work. And once you have things rolling, then that's the point that you can scale up to achieve your next level. So you have to make sure that what you want to accomplish, these goals, are the kind of stepping stone goals that are achievable, and it's you achieve them in chunks, let's say, so that you can layer it on and scale up at the time. So for example, if you set a goal that you want to make $1 million, well, you're not going to just jump right into that. You have to make 100, and then 1,000, and then 5,000, and so on like that first. You have to build it up and scale up accordingly. And as you do that, you become better and better and better at accomplishing that. Your judgment is better. You learn from your mistakes. And then that is how you do it. So sometimes it's a lot of work and it's long hours, but unless you put it in, you're not going to achieve it. And that is just how it goes. So back to, since I kind of started off referring to Gary V's book, Crushing It, the entire book is from that perspective. So yeah, and from his example, it doesn't matter how successful you are, you're always reaching for the next goal. So if somebody is as successful as Gary Vee is still saying that he puts in the work, then obviously that is what it means. And I can testify to that. I grew up around my parents. They never let up. So in business for themselves, there was no let up, because you're always striving for your next levels. You're working towards whatever bar that you're setting, you're always working towards that. And if you're someone that always levels up your bar, then that is what you'll absolutely do. And I know that's definitely how I am. So and if you come through a time of a length of time, whether it's a week or a month, or for me, it was an entire full year of one thing after another, and they were all really huge things. So sometimes within the middle of it, you don't know when it's going to stop, but you just keep on being as focused as you can. And then when it does, shift and readjust, or relook at your whole picture, and you put the work in. And that is definitely how you'll achieve it. So I know I kind of went in and around and all about with this, but I definitely know that there's many people that I've been one-on-oneing enough to know that we all need to be reminded that our very focused, consistent work is what it will take. And when you find yourself in a tailspin, that you're just doing reactive kind of activities, then you just need to pause, whether it's for a few minutes, an hour, a day, or maybe even for an entire week. Just pause and take inventory and get yourself clear and focused on where you're at, where you want to go, and what kind of persistent and consistent focused actions are you going to need to take. So happy Sunday here. This happens to be a long weekend, so I will be still taking some time on my Monday. It'll be a bit quieter of a day. And remember, rest is a whole part of what helps you work really effective long hours. So have a great rest of your day, whatever time it might be, and I will see you in the next video. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, make sure that you subscribe. This video is a whole part of the It Starts Within series. So if you're not already subscribed to that, I'll have it scrolling across the screen right here, but It Starts Within, all spelled correctly, all one word, work from where you are today. I'll see you in the next video.